We're on the Evrima, part of the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. We're about to see a demonstration by their executive chefs of a lobster risotto.
All right, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our cooking demo today in the beautiful Evrima. Today we are in Sorrento. My name is Michele, I'm the executive chef, and with me we have Chef
Raul Alvarado, I'm the executive sous chef.
Yes, I'm from Italy, not very far from here, a few hundred kilometers from here, and of course Chef Raul all the way from Mexico. And he knows one thing or two about Italian cooking as well, and he speaks also some Italian, so it's good. So today we're going to present you a beautiful lobster truffle risotto, and we're going to finish it with this very small Amalfi lemon. As you can see them, they are very they grow all around this area, and they're very typical, and also this dish will be featured in every menu tonight. So how we're going to start? We're going to start with a touch of olive oil, of course Italian. There is no other olive oil that we want to use for this dish, yes. And this actually is from Sicily, very close to where I'm from, which is beautiful. So we have a pan on a medium heat. Then we're gonna use some beautiful arborio rice, and we toast it a little bit.
So, chef, tell us why you're toasting the rice.
Yeah, that actually gives more texture and more flavor to the rice. Also, at this stage, what we want to do, we're gonna put some salt in the rice to make sure that all the flavor and the savoriness of the salt penetrates the rice. And of course, this will make sure that we're gonna have a nice and tasty risotto. Because if you don't put salt at this stage, you're gonna have very unflavorful risotto without much flavor. So you want a hot pan. And you can kind of smell the toastiness of the rice. I mean, at this stage, before you do the rice, you can add a little bit onion, a little bit garlic. There, you know, it's about flavors and stuff. Again, at this time, I'm not going to put any of it, just because we want to leave a nice flavor that is not very strong. And then we're going to put a little bit of white wine. And every time you put white wine or red wine, make sure you dry it out, so all the, you know, most of the alcohol evaporate, not all of it, but most of it will go away. You just want the tartness of the wine to be present. Right, and then we have here some beautiful lobster stock, which we're gonna add to the pan.
What makes the risotto creamy, chef?
Well, actually, it's the same starch from the rice that gives that kind of creaminess to the risotto, which you know, help us. We say in Italy mantecare, which is basically at the end, when all the starches are out, you can put a little bit of butter, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and then that will give you the creaminess of the risotto. Good. And what we do, we alternate the lobster stock with a little bit of chicken stock, just to have a balance between the flavors. Of course, I mean, if you're making vegetable risotto, try to use vegetable stock. If you're making, you know, a risotto that is maybe with meat or something, maybe use just chicken stock. Or if you're doing, let's say, like a branzino risotto or something with fish, it's always good to use fish fumet, which is the, you know, stock made only from fish, with you know, some flavorful items like thyme, rosemary, maybe some tarragon, and of course carrot, celery, and onion. And once you make risotto, you always want to wait until it gets kind of dry, and then you add more stock as you go. So we don't want just to put 1 liter of stock in the rice and you know, boil it, but we want to cook it slowly. So while the risotto is cooking, maybe Chef Raul, do you mind just cooking one of the lobsters? With a bit of oil. So Chef Raul will take the lobster and slightly cut the sides and then marinate. Put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Always alternate to the lobster stock with the chicken stock. And of course we don't throw nothing, so with the trimming from the lobster we're gonna add it to the risotto at this stage, so it will bring even more flavor to the risotto. Chef is gonna season with a little bit salt and pepper, and of course there is the olive oil in the pan. He's gonna just pan fry the lobster tail. You don't want to have a very aggressive heat, just a little bit of sizzle, as you can hear. But you know, all the seafoods are kind of gentle, unless you do it on a grill or something. But when you do it in the pan, it's always better to just kind of cook it a bit more gentle, so you don't destroy all the flavor and of course the texture of it. And again, and if you're doing risotto, you have to take care of it. You cannot just leave it and then go for you know, for a swim in your swimming pool. Better to stay 15 minutes here. You know, it's important that you take care of it, and you keep stirring it and wait until it absorbs all the flavor, and then again. Alright, as you can see, just a bit of color on one side. And he actually is going to finish it with a touch of garlic, just to give a little bit flavor to the lobster, and a little bit of fresh butter. Fresh butter will give that nutty flavor and kind of taste a little bit more the lobster. Since it's not heavy enough, we put a little bit more butter, of course. Right, so you have that garlic butter, and it's going to baste the beautiful lobster while the risotto is going. Again, risotto usually takes between 15 to 20 minutes. Depends of course the quality of the rice, but you know, less than 15 minutes usually unlikely. You know, you want still al dente, but of course it needs to be cooked through. You know, it's a fine line between raw and al dente, and usually 14 to 15 minutes is a good start. You can even stop at 13 and then cover the pan with a lid and leave it to rest, and then the starch will keep going for another minute, and then you can put the cheese if you want, or the butter. Depends on the risotto, you can even put a spoon of mascarpone cheese at the end. It will give you just more creaminess. Please don't put cream cheese though, because I've seen it before and I left the house. That's it. Alright, okay. He's gonna put a touch of wine also in the lobster. As you can see, we use all the same ingredient throughout the dish, and that's actually one of the secrets of all, you know, traditional cooking. You always, every step of the way you introduce flavor, and of course, you know, the acidity of the wine, the richness of the butter, and of course the lobster. I mean, now beautiful basted. Put a little bit of herbs as well. Beautiful. Alright, so lobster doesn't take too long to cook. Actually, it's been maybe 3 minutes. If you have the barbecue on also, why not? You can throw it on the barbecue, but again, this one is the best way to do it, because nice and gentle with a little bit of butter and herbs is the best way. Yes, very good. So after the cooking time, of course, we have our rice, which is absorbed. Most of the liquid is al dente, so now is the time to mantecare, right? We always put some butter, make sure it's cold. We don't want hard butter, because the cold and the flavor of the butter will get better into it when it's cold. If you put melted butter, please don't do that. Very good. And then, as you can see, risotto shouldn't be hard, but should be, as you can see here, we say it wave, like a wave, right? That's what we want. Then I'm gonna do a little bit of something a bit controversial here. A lot of people say that in seafood risotto,
No cheese.
huh?
Say no cheese.
They don't put cheese, right? But you know what? I will put a little bit of cheese. So maybe they're gonna remove my passport, but I don't mind. All right, we have a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. Just a little. And again, use a young Parmigiano Reggiano for this because we don't want to overpower it, just to make it.
What's your favorite Parmigiano?
My favorite.
Orecchio?
No, I mean any 36 months is beautiful, but in this case we're using just a 24, something a bit lighter. We don't want too old, like a 48. We will just kill everything. All right, and then of course we're just gonna add a little bit of fresh herbs, and then again we're gonna put a little bit of the Amalfi lemon, small one. And to contrast everything, we're gonna put truffle. As you can see, I didn't put any truffle at the beginning. We want the flavor of the truffle to be just at the end. And again, a little bit of truffle. A little bit.
Little bits are a lot.
Sorry, my little bits are quite
Little bit
quite
is like-
Italian, so.
Yes.
All right, and then we just fold it in. There you have it. With risotto, so we're ready to plate. Gonna take a pasta plate. You see that nice and creamy. Of course, let me try a little bit. Thank you, chef. So this is my tasting spoon. I will try a little bit. That's the perks of being a chef. Good. Okay, we're gonna plate it.
It's actually good, huh?
Yeah, actually good. I surprised myself.
You should do this for a living, chef.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we put it good Italian portion in the middle. The secret, always hit a little bit the risotto on the back so it spreads evenly. And of course, just gonna add our beautiful lobster tail next to it. And we finish always with a touch of good olive oil. Little bit. You can see, and then of course we have our don't throw away. We're gonna put some micro herbs, you know, a little bit from our garden. And you have it. So, and why not a touch more?
Oh, of course.
A little bit, like before. There you have it. Lobster risotto with truffle.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And if you like to try, got some cutlery? It's good. Ah, good. Yeah.
You can put it in. You can put it here.
You can, it's fine, it's cold.
Oh, this is amazing.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Here. You want me to close up with you?
Moment of truth.
I would definitely, so this looks like it would go perfect with like a,
You are not in frame.
They're not in the frame. There we go. Oh, no,
Turn it
you're
around.
okay. I moved it.
bellissimo, bellissimo.
Thank
So
you.
this would go perfect with Greco Di Tufo, but we're gonna see right now.
Be honest.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'm getting too excited.
Exactly.
I have to stand back.
Salud. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Salud.
Thank you so much.
Chef.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's usually how
Pleasure.
Italians
Thank
do
you
it.
so
Grazie,
much.
grazie,
Grazie,
molto bene.
grazie.
That's
Yes, we
usually
like
how
to do
Italians
it.
do it.
Okay, now I'm gonna taste it for real.
Get into it.
Here, Ange.
A spoonful of risotto.
Very nice. The lemon with the truffle works very
Yeah.
well. Even though it's not a combination you always
Doesn't
find.
overwhelm it. You know, the
Yeah.
truffle can overwhelm it sometimes.
Oh, the lemon.
Yeah, the lemon just brings everything together actually. It's good.
One more taste, that's it.
One more. Beautiful. A lot of fun. Thank
My
you.
pleasure, my
You
pleasure.
cut the lobster and put it in there?
Some of the lobster, like
That's good.
the sides, we just put a little bit in there.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Tasty.